And welcome back to the channel, everybody. Here, Lucas from Mars, again with this MLB Show 22 Custom League. And in this one, we're going to showcase some debuts here. And the first one, Portland Chinooks and the Vancouver Vandals. The Chinooks sitting at 55 or 51 wins, while the Vandals 55 and 62. So about 7 games below 500 here. But in this first game, we are going to be focusing on Toussaint, who pitched a little bit last year. He's had some major league experience, but he's going to make his first start in the bigs this season here in this ball game. And then we're going to get into some critical situations as well down the line. But there's a look at Toukie's numbers that he had last year. He only had 2 starts and only 13 innings, so I think he's still a rookie in this league here. But small sample, did really well in the small sample that he had. But one of the top guys, one of the top pitching prospects for the Vandals here, pitching against Portland. Not a great team here in the Chinooks, and Alcantara has really not been a great leadoff hitter for them, only batting .236 this year. So we're going to focus on this start here. We're in the time. September call-ups are really close to happening here in this league, so we're going to have a lot more debuts for a lot of players here in the next few episodes. But here's a look at the starting lineup for Portland. We haven't really looked at this team very much this season, but Alcantara leading off, Colton Wong bats second, Bo Bichette, their best hitter, batting third, Matt Chapman, Tyler Naquin, Ty France, Aristides Aquino, Carson Kelly, and then Eduardo Diaz there. That's the batting order. Bo Bichette, 259 average, below 800 OPS, so a little bit of a down year for him, considering what he's done in his career. But middle of the first inning here, and yeah, not a great team, not a lot of high averages there, as you can see. So the Chinooks, one of the worst teams in the league and one of the worst teams in the American League. But here's Ty France. He's doing pretty well, 260 average, 717 OPS, 13 homers, and 57 RBIs for him this season. But that was a good, clean top of the first inning for Toussaint, and he gets a 1-2-3 second as well. Line drive snagged by J.P. Crawford. So middle of the second inning, no score. As a good beginning to this game for Toussaint. 1-0 Vancouver Vandals here on top as we go into the third. And there's a ground ball that is going to get through. Went over the glove of Toussaint and into center. So there's a base hit, the first hit of the game for Portland. And now Eduardo Diaz, their catcher, I believe, is a backup. But there's a ground ball, and that's going to be one out there to Moore. And they get the double play. A good play there by the infield, and I did not actually think that they were going to be able to turn that. They're doing more. A really quick throw at a second base made that possible. Now Bo Bichette batting again here in the fourth inning. Ground ball to J.P. Crawford, and the throw across the diamond is in time. 2-0. The Vandals lead, and man, Toussaint, 4 innings, only 1 hit so far. He has been almost perfect in this game. So we're in the 5th inning, a base runner on here with 1 away, as that's a strike there on a sinker. Ty France back up for his second at-bat of the game here at 0-for-1, line out his first time up. An 0-1 pitch now was a line drive into the outfield, and Peralta's not going to get there. That's into the gap, and it's going to roll to the wall. The runner at first is going to round third. He's going to come home. The throw to the plate is offline, and the run will score. I'm not sure who that is going into home there, but a big-time double by Ty France, 17th of the year, and Portland is on the board here in the 5th inning. So their first run of the game, only down by a run. Really like these Portland uniforms here, though. But, man, that is a big run right there. 1-2 now. Aristides Aquino is going to bounce it in front of the mound, and Toussaint will get there to make the play. So 2 down in the inning here with the man now over at third base. And here's Carson Kelly, actually having a decent season. I think that's a 286 average or 268 in either one of those numbers. I'm not sure there, but there's a fly ball, and Peralta on his horse, and Peralta will get there. That was a ball that was near the gap and could have been trouble, but taken care of. So a run in that inning by France on the France double. So 4 hits, 1 run through 5 innings for Toussaint. Definitely a little bit of more of a struggle in that frame for him. As now we're going on to the 6th inning. There's a ground ball that is going to go right back up the middle for a single here with 1 out in the 6th. So now with a base runner on, here's Colton Wong at the plate. 1-2 is in the dirt, and Moreno's going to pick it up. The throw to the second baseman, or the shortstop, is stopped by Marte. But that is going to be I think that's either a stolen base or a wild pitch. As there's a line drive by Wong immediately afterwards in the next pitch. So that'll move the runner to third. There's no scoring happening on that base hit. And, I mean, a sinker there, inside corner, but a little bit too much of the plate. 1-1 here. Bo Bichette at the plate. There's a nice curveball on the inside corner there, making it 1-2. The count. Here are the corners and 1 down now. Toussaint's going to come with a 1-2 pitch. And it's a swing and a miss. And that's the first strikeout all night for Toussaint. And it's a pretty big time to get one there. Now 2 down at the end of the inning. Huge strikeout. Now Matt Chapman is up. And Matt Chapman's going to line it into the outfield here and in front of Blackman. Matt Chapman delivers a big base hit in the 6th inning. And Portland has tied the game up at 2 apiece. Matt Chapman excited with that swing. And yeah, that curveball, too much of the plate on the inside corner. And he just drops it in for a monster hit. Now Tyler Naquin. And that ball is going to get away as well from Moreno. One in the dirt. And now the runners will move up to second and third. So Toussaint, the last couple of innings have been a little bit of a struggle for him. That might be his second wild pitch in this frame, actually. But yeah, the 5th and the 6th inning have not been going his way. That one misses inside for ball 3. Ty France sitting on deck here. The count is 3-0. And Toussaint getting a little tired here. 75 pitches on the night for him. And here comes a 3-0. And that one misses outside for ball 4. So there's a walk. Bases are loaded here in the 6th inning. As Ty France is going to come up to the plate. And let's see what happens here in this situation. And, well, here comes the manager. And that is actually going to be the game for Tougie Toussaint, who, really had a great first 5 innings. Gave up 2 runs. Is responsible for all the base runners on right now. But, yeah, I mean, an overall good performance. He definitely does not want to get his ERA dinged by these runners coming home. Sam Conroot is going to try and hold the door in this inning. 3.29 ERA for him in 82 innings. And, 71 strikeouts to 31 walks. He's had a really good season out of this Vancouver bullpen. So a big spot here with the bases juice. Ty France at the plate. It's a fly ball. Shallow center. Peralta is there to make the play to end the 6th. So Toussaint does pitch 5.2 innings. And, 7 hits, a couple of walks, I think at least 1. But only allowed 1 run. So that's not too bad. Not a bad opening or first start of the season for him as a young pitcher. So the game's still tied at 2. We're going to now go to quick managing here. But a 2-run home run by Dylan Moore here in the quick manage in the bottom of the 6th. That's a big swing. Puts Vancouver ahead 4-2. So Jacob Barnes is pitching here for the Chinooks. And now we're in the 7th inning. Sam Conroot is going to be taken out of the game here for a pitcher, and let's see, they're going to go with Michael Feliz, who's pitched 50 innings and is a, 5.8 ERA. Not very great for him, but he does get through the 7th inning cleanly. Justin Topa here getting a double play. So now we go to the top of the 8th inning, and they're going to bring in their setup man, and it's Richard Blair. 31 innings for him. That ERA is a little high, near 4. Only 13 strikeouts for him on the season here. But let's see what he does in the 8th. Base hit by Colton Wong. And Bo Bichette ties the game with a 2-run blast. So how about that? And immediately Richard Blair comes into the game and gives up the lead. And he's just struggling a little bit this season, that's for sure. And that's an unfortunate inning right there for him, as now we're tied at 4. And we're going to hop back into this game here to see the finish to this one. So here's Nolan Arenado at the plate. And he is 0 for 3 in this game. 0-2 count. Justin Topa on the mound. It's a line drive fly ball into right field that is caught for the first out here of this 8th inning. 2 down in the frame now. Here's Anthony Rizzo. And Rizzo is going to line one down the line. And because of the shift, nobody's there. And it's going to roll all the way to the wall. So Anthony Rizzo is going to have himself an easy stand-up double down the left field line. 21st double of the season. Rizzo has been hitting the ball pretty well this year, actually. And, you know, Vancouver, every game so important. They're not necessarily out of the playoff picture right now. Yeah, there's a ground ball. It's a nice play, though, for the first baseman. But that is Ty France. Yeah, good play, good stop by France there to save a base hit. So we go to the 9th. A chance there with the runner in scoring position, but no run. Now there's a line drive, and that's a base hit by Eduardo Diaz. So go ahead and run on base for Portland. Their 12th hit overall in this game. And Luke Jackson now is going to come out of the bullpen, and he has had excellent numbers this year. 34.2 innings, a 1.82 ERA, 33 strikeouts to 11 walks, and that 182 average against righties is quite impressive. So Alcantara here with 2 down. He is going to swing and miss a slider below the knees. And, I mean, just did not locate that pitch at all well. Excuse me, something got caught on my throat there. But we go now to the bottom of the 9th, 8-9-1. Coming up for Vancouver. 1 down in the inning. Here's Gabriel Moreno. And Moreno's going to swing at a slider way outside there. Good pitch by Justin Topa. And look at the StatCast data here on this pitch sequence. You got the slider to start the at-bat, and then a couple of low sinkers, finishing it off with another slider at 82 on the outside. So actually, here with 2 outs, here comes Jacob Webb out of the bullpen, and yeah, not great numbers for him. A 4.69 ERA in 48 innings this year, and a 2.82 average against righties. But there's a swing by Blackman in the air, but the left fielder should be, he's going to get there easily to end the 9th. So we have extras here in this one tonight. Matt Chapman coming on out, 1 for 4 in the game at a single of that, had that big RBI. And it's a swing and a miss. High fastball there against Chapman swinging. Great pitch from Luke Jackson. So we head to the bottom of the 10th, and another opportunity for Vancouver. Another opportunity for Nolan Arenado. A perfect swing timing line drive right to the center fielder. That is just the worst right there. End of the 10th. Still tied at 4. And now we're in the 11th inning here. 0-2. Ty France at the plate. And now Ty France is going to swing and miss at a slider there. That was filthy from Luke Jackson, who's coming to the game, got a couple of strikeouts now. Look at this pitch sequence. A couple of fastballs to start the at-bat, and then you set up the fastball at 95, and that 87-mile-an-hour slider is just filthy. 2 down in the inning. Here's Aristides Aquino, and he is going to swing and miss at a slider just off the plate. What a couple of innings right there by Luke Jackson. 3 strikeouts, no hits allowed. And the Vandals, the third chance is the third time the charm, maybe, to walk this game off. 1 down in the inning. Here's Anthony Rizzo. 2 for 4. That's his 3rd hit of the game. A ground ball up the middle here. Left fielder brings it back into the infield. So there's the winning run. And now with 2 down in the frame, here's David Peralta. He's 1 for 4 in this ball game. 1 for 7 overall in the series against Portland. But yeah, here comes the first pitch. Is a ground ball. It actually bounces off of Jacob Webb, the pitcher, and Peralta's going to reach. So that was an interesting knock there, and it will put runners on first and second here with 2 out. Hopefully, Jacob Webb is all right. And it looks like he is. He's still going to be pitching here. And Gabriel Moreno on the first pitch hits it pretty well, but right to the second baseman. And that was an excellent opportunity to win the game. Gone by the wayside there by Vancouver. So this game's still continuing to go on. Here's Darwinson Hernandez. Struggled a lot against lefties this season. And just overall, I mean, a 5.63 ERA is just not very good. But he's gotten the first 2 outs in this inning. Line drive right to the second baseman. And Marte brings it in. Alcantara cannot reach. And not even a lot of hits, really, in the extra innings for either team. I don't even know. I don't even know if Portland has a hit yet in extras right now. But there's a swing and a miss. A circle change. That was I think Blackman was way early on that one. And with that strikeout, a really good outing, actually, by Webb right there, that pitcher. And now Joey Kelly is going to come out of the game. And Joe Kelly, not great. I mean, the averages, he struggled against lefties, batting, 290 against him so far this season. The Portland bullpen is not a strength of theirs, I will say that. So, not a lot of great numbers from their bullpen. But now Ketel Marte is going to come up. He's 0 for 5. And another perfect swing timing ground ball. The shortstop. Man, the second perfect swing at timing in this extra innings that doesn't end up getting into the outfield even for a hit. So that's a little frustrating. But now we're going to keep going. We're going to keep going into so many scores here in this game. It looks like we're going into the 13th. And Darwinson Hernandez gets a strikeout right there on a pretty filthy pitch outside. And here's Bo Bichette. He had a 2-run home run back in the 8th inning. That was the last runs of the game, or at least that was the last runs of the game for either side. As there's a ground ball, and that is a hit. That might be the first hit of the extra innings for Portland in this one. And that was a pitch that was below Bichette's knees. So really good swing right there by Bo Bichette. Now Tyler Naquin, he is going to swing. He hits this ball pretty well, and that one does fall in for a single. So all the way to third base goes Bichette, and up to second because of the throw to third goes Tyler Naquin there on a double into the gap. So the go-ahead run at 90 feet away, and it kind of has a feeling the first person to score in this game is going to win. But there's a ground ball, and just on top of it was Ty France on that pitch. Man, that was a pitch to drive right there, an off-speed pitch that caught way too much of the plate, and Portland does not take advantage. So we are going to continue. Now we're in the bottom of the 13th. There's a line drive. First leadoff hit of the extra frame by either side. That was a off-speed pitch that was right down the middle. So now Nolan Arenado's on base for Austin Meadows. First pitch for the at-bat, and Austin Meadows drives it deep to right field, and that ball is gone! Goes into the rocks, into right. Meadows, his 20th homer, and he ends this ball game in the 13th. A 4-6 win for Vancouver. 57th of the year, and Austin Meadows with a spectacular drive on a high pitch there. Wow, absolutely crushed it. Look at where this ball landed. It's been a while, I think, since we've called a walk-off in this series, and that was beautiful. Just below the deck, and yeah, into the trees, right there into right field. What a swing. And it took a while for anybody to get on the board in extras, but first team to score in extra innings did indeed win the bowl game. And the Vandals win this one 6-4 in 13 innings. So they have won the first 2 games now of this series with the Chinooks. So there's a look at some notable players. You had a 2-for-6 night for Bo Bichette with a homer and a couple of RBIs. Tyler Naquin was 3 for 5. Dylan Moore was 1 for 4. You can pause and look at those stats if you want to look at them. But now we go into a critical situation here. Houston and Atlanta. These are 2 playoff-ready teams, I think, playing in this game. And it's 9-9 in the bottom of the 10th inning. You look at the records, 66 and 58, 68 and 56. So both of these teams, 65-plus wins on the season. Both of these teams likely playoff contenders. So Eli Jimenez is going to come up here in the bottom of the 10th inning. 1 for 5 in this game. 3-2 pitch is a fly ball. It's very high in the air. And it is going to be caught by the center fielder. So that is 1 out in the inning here with that run still at second base. As here's Mitch Haniger. He is 1 for 4 in this game. 3 for 7 with a homer and a ribby in this series. As the first pitch from Jeffrey Springs is a line drive over the glove of the shortstop. It's going to go to the gap, and that's going to win the ball game for Atlanta. There's a walk-off. Taylor scores. Mitch Haniger, a signature moment here in Atlanta. His first walk-off as a Crusader, I would imagine. And that's a big-time win for the Crusaders there. A 9-10 victory in extra innings. And, I mean, you look at the box score, they were down 5 runs in the last couple of innings in that game, and they had to make a wild comeback. So a big win there. And, I mean, man, that's why you get Mitch Haniger for moments like that. And a 9-10 win for the Crusaders, who have won the first 2 games of this interleague series between the Reapers. Now, just for context, I actually did play the finale of this series between these 2 teams. It was actually it wasn't a very close game. The Crusaders kind of blew out Houston actually in that game, but I deleted the clips to that game accidentally. So this is the only footage from that series that I actually that I do still have, because I didn't want to show the finale of this series, but it wasn't really a great game anyway. But this was a great game. I mean, Atlanta, again, 5-run comeback in this one. It looks there, and I mean, Freeman had a couple of home runs, a lot of home runs in this game by Houston, it looks like here. And a lot of offense in general. De Los Santos, 4 runs in 5 innings that he allowed. A lot of pitchers used in this game. Sewell gave up a couple of runs, and so did Graven and Springs. Graven tried to get a save, I think, but he blew his save, and the loss went to Jeffrey Springs. Luke Voigt had a home run, so did Garcia and Brasso, and Mitch Haniger has 82 ribbies now. So, remember when they traded for him, he had like 56, I think. He is on a hot streak right now. Mitch Haniger has been really hitting the bat well, and, I mean, he has been really contributing to the Crusaders' success recently. So we haven't done this in a while. Let's give you a stat update here, and well, not really a stat update, but a standings update at least. The Stars looking like the best team in baseball, looking like the best team in the National League still. They got 75 wins right now and 50 losses. The Crusaders right now sitting at 69 and 56, and you get to see the other records in that league. But the Indianapolis Arrows, 71 wins for them this season. The Sluggers are 10 games above 500. The Monarchs are right behind them, a half game back with 66 wins. And then the Bees and the Rattlers right now still in a almost deadlock for this division. The Sharks are right there as well. They're 63 and 63. I mean, the Spiders are pretty much out of that race, but even the Gamblers are only, a few games back. Quick snapshot of the wild card there. You got the Crusaders and the Sluggers in that top spot. And then the Reapers, only 1 game ahead of the Diablos right now at 66 and 59. Meanwhile, the Diablos 64 and 59 on the season. The Vipers, though, that's a surprising team, 4 games above 500. And then the Raptors, I think they're tied for the best record in the American League with 72 wins. The Dragons, 500 baseball right now. They're still in the playoff hunt. So are the Vandals, 60 and 65 there. And the Barons have 72 wins and 52 losses. So the Barons have the best record overall in the American League right now. 1 less loss than the Raptors have. And then the Expos, 65 and 60. The Honey Badgers, 64 and 61. Looking at the wild card there, the Vipers a half game back. Expos and Diablos at the top spot. 1 game back from the Honey Badgers. Jazz, 2 games. The Dragons, 2.5. The Firebirds, 3 games back. The Vandals, 5 games back. So a lot of teams still in the mix right now for this American League wild card. The American League, there's not a lot of, great teams that are separating themselves from the pack besides, the Barons are really, the Barons and the Raptors are a couple of teams that are separating themselves. But, for the most part, that's a very competitive wild card race at the moment. We look at the awards, and right now, MVP would actually go to Paul Goldschmidt, who's batting .308, 35 homers and 93 ribbies. That is incredible. He's having an amazing season. Jordan Alvarez, 32 home runs for him. But Yasmani Grandal, I mean, this guy had some incredible numbers at the All-Star break, and he is not slowing down. 40 dingers and 96 ribbies for him this year. That is unreal. Juan Soto is having an unreal season as well. And again, I don't know what their stats are doing because it doesn't tell me. I don't know why that is. It's a little bit annoying. I hope that doesn't happen next year because I would like to see that. But anyway, 322 average, 39 home runs, and 88 RBIs. Manny Machado is also up there. He's having an incredible season. But look at this season by Juan Soto. 413 on base, 19 doubles, 29 homers, 64 walks, and a over 1 OPS. But a 658 slugging by Yasmani Grandal, 40 home runs and 10 doubles. Absolutely ridiculous. Speaking of ridiculous, Shohei Ohtani is ridiculous. 2.38 ERA for him on this season. And 42 innings pitched, or 160. I think that's 160. But either way, an incredible season pitching-wise and a really good season offensively. 290 average, 885 OPS, 17 home runs, and 52 ribbies. I kind of wish he would get a little bit more at-bats. It's seemingly he's not getting as many at-bats as I would like. But either way, he's still really batting well. He's kind of had a cold streak in the beginning of the year. Gotten past that. It looks like Zach Wheeler, still a ridiculous 2.17 ERA. And I'm not sure why James Paxton is here besides the fact that he has 14 wins. Because really, he doesn't deserve to be in the top 3 in Cy Young. But either way, Zach Wheeler, I honestly think that Zach Wheeler, I mean, right now, I might give it to Shohei, but, really good numbers for him. Yeah, Winter Lopez is not going to win this award. I'm just going to be flat out with you here. Winter Lopez is not actually a starter. He is a long reliever for Nashville. He's having an incredible season, don't get me wrong. I mean, those are some great numbers for him, but he's not a starter. So that's the problem with this award is he's got 19 wins, so that's the only reason that he's up here. But Jacob deGrom, yeah, he actually does deserve to be in this top 3. 169 innings for him, 192 strikeouts this year. That's an unbelievable, and a 2.66 ERA. But the guy that actually would give the award to right now is Corbin Burnes, who is decreasing for some reason in stats. That doesn't make any sense. But either way, 127 hits allowed, only 39 runs allowed this season. That is unreal. Giancarlo Stanton is actually leading the batting title right now in the National League. That's pretty surprising right there. Mike Trout is there as well. Brian Reynolds is right there, batting 317. Mike Trout, 29 homers for him. Juan Soto, yeah, leading the batting title. There's Jesse Winker, though, with a 308 average. And Freddie Freeman is there as well. David Bednar, I mean, I don't see anybody else catching him for reliever of the year in the NL. It's basically a done deal. Or in the AL, 42 saves, a 2.08 ERA, and 47 strikeouts. Ridiculous stuff. Chad Green has been unreal for a pretty bad team in Winnipeg. And then actually, look at this National League race. It's really close. Edwin Diaz, 37 saves, 3 blown, 54 strikeouts in 49 innings, a .91 whip. But Garrett Whitlock, man, 37 saves, 3 blown. I mean, virtually a lot, very similar numbers. And so those two guys in the mix. Julio Rodriguez basically has the Rookie of the Year award for the National League on walk. 260 average, 15 homers, and 60 ribbies. Rushman and Riley Green are there as well, but neither one of those guys are doing that great this season. But yeah, Julio's got that award locked up. I mean, I don't see anybody else overtaking him. And then Spencer Torkelson pretty much has this award locked up for the American League as well. He's having a really good season right now, and he's hot at the moment. 110 hits, 24 homers, 72 RBIs, 792 OPS, 259 average. Those are really good numbers for a rookie, and his already is 78 overall. He's cracked. Kevin Romano, really, really good, though. 276 average. And then Mike Drew, who I need to increase his potential because he really shouldn't have deep potential. He's actually having a good year, too, though. But yeah, Spencer Torkelson and Julio Rodriguez, those are the two guys that are definitely going to win that award, it seems. Bryce Harper is in the running for Hank Aaron right now. He's got 28 homers and 68 RBIs. I mean, he's the only offense for the Winnipeg Wizards right now, basically, at the moment. But so he might win an award. Hank Aaron going to go to Mike Trout. I mean, they might as well rename that award to the Mike Trout Award because he's probably going to win it almost every year in this franchise. Mitch Garver, Silver Slugger for catcher. He is ridiculous right now this season for these sluggers. Man, 18 homers, 23 doubles, so a 454 slugging, 833 OPS. Lucas Contreras is having one of his best seasons that he's had in years, actually. No surprise, just money's there, but Salvador Perez, 27 home runs. Yeah, the average is pretty bad, but, everything else is really good. Freeman, there, probably going to win that award for first base. Vladdy with 34 home runs is in the running. Ozzie Albies for second base for the National League. That makes sense. Chris Taylor, Adam Frazier are also in that mix. Taylor, 14 home runs, 46 ribbies. But, yeah, Ozzie Albies definitely probably going to run away with that award. And then Marcus Semien, actually, for the Scorpions. That kind of makes sense. Ketel Marte is also in the mix, as well as Brandon Lau for the Rhinos. Not the Rhinos, that's the Bison there. Machado's in the mix there. Austin O'Reilly as well with 27 homers. And then Rafael Devers has 29 home runs. That's a really tight race for Silver Slugger at third base. All three of those guys could make an argument for winning that award. But yeah, I think Manny Machado probably does deserve it at this moment. But I mean, those two guys are definitely having good seasons. And look at deeper dive there at Austin O'Reilly's stats. But then for third base for the National League, J.D. Davis, 25 homers and 72 RBIs. He's going all crazy. Justin Turner, though, really good, having a good year. Fernando going to win it for the shortstop, probably, although you never know. Justin Turner is also there. Corey Seager for the American League, not really a surprise. Bo Bichette and Tim Anderson are also in the mix for that. Hunter Renfroe and J.D. Martinez in the mix for outfield. Mitch Haniger, 29 homers and 80 RBIs. Jordan Alvarez as well. Aaron Judge, probably going to secure a outfielder Silver Slugger award as well. And, Hunter Renfroe again and J.D. Martinez are also there. But that's a look at, those outfielder Silver Slugger. And then, Bryce Harper as well. Cedric Mullins having a really good season. But that's kind of a look at the awards right now and a look at some standings. Now we have a massive injury update. And I was talking about Julio Rodriguez has that Rookie of the Year secured. Well, now he definitely does because Adley Rutschman suffers a torn ACL and is going to be out for the rest of the season. That sucks. The Spiders not going to go to the playoffs, but that is a bad injury. But this injury probably is actually even worse because the Raptors are going to go to the playoffs, and they just lost their ace. Logan Webb sustained a head injury, a head fracture, and he's going to be out for over 6 months, so he's going to be done for the season and for the playoffs. That is a monster injury. The Raptors basically guaranteed to go to the postseason, and their pitching is not their strong suit right now. Their offense is way better than their pitching staff, and now they will not have their ace for the rest of the year. That is absolutely huge for them. That is a big-time blow. But this is a big blow for the Spiders because the Spiders need, Adley Rutschman. He is not having a great year, but you got to get him playing time, and that is a big injury for a young player like that. Jeremy Pena, really struggling. I actually think he's going to start next year in the minors because he just has really been bad this season. But, I mean, I don't really see another option here. I want him to continue to increase. I don't know how much he's increasing by again, because I don't know, not showing me those numbers and that information. But either way, we're going to put him in the starting lineup. But we're going to put him really down in the order and dead last, basically. And then in this order, I'm not sure why Kirk Casale. So Kirk Casale is going to be the catcher, the starting catcher in both the lineups from now on because Adley Rutschman was the DH on this team. So Kirk Casale will be the starting catcher the whole time. And, they'll switch between the DHs now. But Nomar Mazar should be in this batting order. He is having a decent season and, one of the more reliable bats that this team has. So we're going to figure out a way for him to get in the batting order. And we're going to place him with Edmundo Sosa here. We're going to take him out of the lineup, put Pena in as a starting shortstop, and Nomar Mazara will go in there as a DH. So that's a kind of a look at some of those lineups now for the Spiders. And then this is a bad situation, man. We're going to have to go to AAA. And unfortunately, this team doesn't have a prospect to call up. And a lot of these guys, I mean, none of these guys in their minor leagues are really that prepared. I mean, Kowar and Lau have all deep potential. They don't have anybody that has the stamina to be a starter in their bullpen that's good enough. So this is not good. They do not have another really good option. I mean, they're going to have to use Brent Honeywell Jr. here. You know, he's a 68 overall. He's had some Major League experience, but he's just not all that impressive. I mean, he's not having an amazing season in the minors. I don't really like a lot of his stats. I mean, but they don't have a choice. That's what they have to do. Brent Honeywell Jr. is now their 5th starter, and Marcus Stroman is now their ace. And Marcus Stroman's having a good season, but he's not really an ace. Not in my opinion, but that's a big blow. And now we're going to go into this game here. Seattle and San Diego, we're going to, you know, it's focusing on Max Muncy, who's got 2 home runs in this game. But we're just going to go on. We're going to control both teams because this is a 2-run game with 2 runners on base already. So Max Muncy, 2 for 3 with 2 home runs in this one. But 2 on, 2 out for a swing and a miss. Aroldis Chapman gets him swinging there on an off-speed pitch out of the zone. And he is fired up. Big-time strikeout for Chapman, who I can't believe is still actually pitching in the league for Texas right now in real life. But that was a monster strikeout right there. End of the 7th inning. A 2-run lead for Seattle and the Raptors here. So you go to the top of the 8th, 2 down in the inning, and here's Brian De La Cruz coming up, who's, you know, batting over 290 this season, so he's having a good year as a Seattle leadoff hitter. As there's a ground ball, it's a little tiny chopper in front of the plate, and the catcher is going to go and throw it to first base. So that's the out here, and that's the end of the top of the 8th inning. So San Diego's got to get something going here now against Chapman. And here's Mike Zubino at the plate. He's 0 for 2 in the game, but he's batting .210. He's got 18 homers and 50 RBIs on the year, so those are some good numbers. 3-0 count, and that pitch is inside, and it's a fastball at 100. Chapman cannot locate it, and that's a walk. So a man on. Here comes Jorge Polanco to the plate, who's been decent this season with a .263 average. And that actually is going to be the end of the line for Chapman. They're going to bring in Hector Neris, who probably should have started the inning. But Hector Neris has been incredible this year. 61.2 innings, a 2.19 ERA, 75 strikeouts with 16 walks, 190 average against righties. One of the best setup guys in the league. And Polanco is going to line it into the outfield here. And it's going to land in. Andy Benintendi's got to bring it back into the infield. But there's a hit against Hector Neris. Now it's Ian Happ at the dish. And Ian Happ is going to drive it down the line, and it's going to be fair. And it's going to go into the corner. Benintendi collects it and brings it back into the infield, but a run is going to score. Ian Happ with a big-time base hit down the left field line. And it's a 1-run game. There's still nobody out in the inning. One more look at this swing. Just down the line, and yeah, no chance for the third baseman to get to it. And now Eduardo Escobar. What can he do here? First pitch is going to be a sinker outside, missing for ball 1. And Escobar 1 for 3 with a double. He's got 61 RBIs and 16 home runs this season. 3-2 here. Now it's a full count. And the pitch is a ground ball to Hernandez, and he's only got one option, and that's to go to first base. Good play by Hernandez there at second. I mean, could not turn it over play in that situation. So now, tying run is 90 feet away, and the go-ahead run is at second for Christian Walker. Relatively a recent call-up for San Diego. He's only really had a handful of at-bats, as that is a pitch that gets there for strike 2. Neris trying to hold the lead here in this 8th inning. 0-2 pitch. Big pitch here, and it's in the dirt. It's a swing and a miss. And Travis d'Hernan makes the throw to first base. Christian Walker cannot come through with that swing. That was huge. Now 2 down in the inning. Absolutely clutch pitch right there. And now it's Brett Phillips, who is just not a good offensive player. Only good for defense, really. And there's a swing and a miss. Fastball upstairs. And he got him. Maurice fired up as the Sharks get a run closer, but they still trail going into the 9th. Big time pitch, and Hector Maurice, man, working out of that situation. What a job right there to keep the lead intact by Seattle. Now it's Andy Benintendi, batting .280 on the year, then exactly 800 OPS this season. Full count pitch to him. Nick Pivetta on the mound, and that one misses for ball 4. So a man on for Juan Soto. And, I mean, this guy, the most dangerous hitter in baseball, second in the MVP voting right now. What does he do here? A line drive, caught by Walker at first base, and they go to tag Benintendi and get him out. Actually, Max Muncy is their team's first baseman. I think Walker's their DH. But that was a big-time play. A nice awareness by Max Muncy to just turn around and tag the runner. Nothing that Benintendi could do in that situation to avoid getting doubled up right there. As the next pitch by Pivetta is a drive into left field, but it is caught by the outfielder there, and so that'll end the top of the 9th. Now we go to the bottom half, and it's 1, 2, and 3, so the Sharks have got the right part of their batting order to make a one-run comeback here in this frame. Out of the bullpen comes Tim Mesa, relatively a recent, I mean, we put him in the closer role relatively recently, 10 out of 13 in save opportunities. Has had a really good season this year in 44 innings with a 3.07 ERA. But I think Aroldis Chapman was maybe their closer at the beginning of the year. He just wasn't pitching great, so we moved him and moved him Mesa into this spot, and that's a swing and a miss. Man, not often you get a guy like that fooled that often there. I mean, that was a filthy pitch and a bad pitch to swing at by Dansby Swanson, but it fooled them there for the strikeout. Now Dylan Carlson is at the dish, and Dylan Carlson's going to ground it into the outfield here for a base hit. So the game ain't over. There's the tying run on base. Dylan Carlson keeps the game alive and gets some hope now to San Diego. So here's Max Muncy. Again, a 2 for 4 a game. There's a slider for a strike, and 2 home runs, as we've already said, and not over 900 OPS this season. He's been San Diego's best hitter this year. How about a 3rd home run right here? This would be huge. 0-1. It's a ground ball that gets past and underneath the glove of Walsh at first, so it's not a homer, but it is a base hit. So the tying run moves up to 3rd base with 1 down. As that was a slider that was low, but right in the middle of the zone. I mean, how bad does Mesa want a ground ball play right here? McIver takes a sinker that misses outside for a ball. 3-1. And, I mean, this is a big pitch. Full count here. It's a swing and a miss. Oh, man, a slider for strike 3. And not what you're looking for there. Man, it starts in the zone and it goes all the way out, and a couple of bad swings here by San Diego in this inning. Now it's Jorge Polanco, 1-1, fly ball, Benintendi backing up on it, hit pretty well, but it's caught by Benintendi, and that's the ball game. San Diego cannot make the comeback happen, and man, Seattle holds on for a big-time win here on the road against the Sharks. I mean, the Sharks battling for a division playoff spot in the NL West. The Raptors looking to get closer to sealing a playoff berth. And that's a big win by Seattle. A big loss for the Sharks there, as they got 1 run closer there in the 8th inning. But Maurice got a couple of big-time strikeouts to shut the door down in that 8th inning, and then Tim Mesa, a little bit of a sweaty there in 9th inning, it turned out to be, but he does get a couple of Ks, and he gets his 11th save of the season for him since going into that closer role. And one more look there And the final one, I mean, he was on the dirt near the track, so that ball was hitting really well, just not low enough. So there's the kind of the box score here. You got Cesar Hernandez, who went 2 for 4. He was the player of the game. Rolls had a couple of RBIs. So did Hernandez, and Giorgella also had a ribby. But that's going to be the end of the episode for me, everybody here. Guys, I thank you so much for watching this episode. Now, this is kind of the time for September call-up, so as I kind of said, next time will be some more debuts. We'll have a full game, though, first. Things first, Cal Contrell has a pretty decent win. He's actually got 16 wins now on the season and a 3.09 ERA. He's one of the better pitchers. He's really pitching very well right now for the Seattle Raptors right now. But anyway, that is going to be kind of the plan, and we're going to have a full game between the Boston Barons and the Nashville Stars, two of the better teams in baseball. So we'll start out with that. And then we'll have some MLB debuts in the next episode. After that, we'll be entirely focused on Major League debuts. We have, a lot of September call-ups happening in the next episode, and that'll be what the next episode, or not the next one, but the one after that, will be focused on. Again, continuing with this MLB 22 content, but thank you guys for watching. You've been listening to Lucas from Mars. Subscribe if you want to see more from me. Have a good day, everybody, and God bless.